We finally did it, y'all. After 2 years, we got our first viral video. Woohoo! Now let's bounce back to that viral video for a second, because if you've seen it, you may know there is some comments that are a little bit nasty. But this was something both myself and Drew were highly prepared for. But if it's gonna spread our content, then go ahead and keep on hating. Got me thinking, how many situations do kids in poverty are they not able to express themselves because of financial situations? How often is a kid in poverty told, well, that's not your opportunity just simply because we don't have the means? Sometimes I feel like the only kids who get a spotlight are the kids who can afford, whose parents can afford to put one on them. And hell, we're just trying to keep the lights on in the damn house.
Resilient Jenkins are a family of 6, 2 adults, 4 children, living in a 1-bedroom apartment, and they've got another baby on the way. If you haven't seen this drama, boy, are you in for a big shock. The mother wants to be TikTok famous, and it has taken her a couple of years to get to the point where she is now, and she is seriously going viral. Her videos are getting millions of views. And you may think, oh, that's good. That means they're going to treat their children better and maybe they will actually have a bed to sleep in. But that will remain to be seen.
Welcome back to another evening with the Resilient Jenkins, TikTok's current favorite family to hate on.
What the mother says there is quite true in a lot of respects. They are the big TikTok family that are being hated on. But it's because, like I said, they live in a 1-bedroom apartment, but the 4 children do not sleep in the bedroom. Oh no, they sleep in the front room, come dining room, come kitchen, which is just a huge room. And guess where the front door is? Yeah, you got that right. It's where the kids are sleeping. And is that the only problem? No, it's not.
You can read in the caption above, we're a family of 6 going on 7 living in a 1-bedroom apartment. As the kids grow older, that means we constantly have to adapt our environment to give them more means for privacy and extra space. When outside our environment appears cluttered, disorganized, what have you. But frankly, after making do for nearly 3 years now, I have nothing but a grateful spirit for the roof over our head. Generally, the instant judgment me and my husband receive, why have so many kids if you don't have enough space for them? My judgment comes from a place of not having the experience. When you've experienced enough, you generally don't judge people. I can tell you after everything I've been through in the past 3 years, there's very little I have to judge people on. I would be lying if I said there wasn't a point in my life that I was so naive that I might have judged a poor person based off their appearance. I have learned a lot. I generally look like I'm roughing it, but that's because our kids come first. I do everything I can to keep our environment clean and tidy. When it comes down to it, I could shove everything my kids have in 1 bedroom of some of these houses I see, and it would really look like nothing. We try to teach our kids to take care of what they have, be grateful for what we have. We keep praying and pushing for the growth that we want. Appreciate y'all watching. See you in the next video.
She's making excuses straight away, saying that she has to rearrange that room in order for her kids to sleep in it. Well, as you can imagine, they don't actually have any beds, so she's not rearranging the room to put their beds in it. Oh no, they sleep on a thick piece of foam each on the floor. So that's the first problem. The second problem is that you are bringing another child into this situation, which, in my opinion, is disgraceful. Are there no rules for heartbeats in a room where you live? Because I believe that there are. So is your landlord at fault as well, letting 6 of you live in a 1-bedroom apartment? And not only that, if they were my kids and I was in that situation, there would be 2 main things that I would do differently. One, my kids would have the bedroom and they would have proper beds set up in there, and you and your husband would be in the front room in the makeshift. So you would buy a sofa bed that you put up and put down every day, and then at least your kids are safe. And number 2, there is no way I would be sharing my situation if it was the same as that on the internet, because you are just asking for trouble. And now it's coming your way and you're surprised and you're shocked. Really?
I, for one, believe that financial situations should never affect how a child develops and their growth and their opportunities. But that's just not how it works. It's not how it works.
It's not only the fact that there are 6 people living in this 1 bedroom apartment, but they've got cats as well. And these cats had fleas.
Try to be the person who never complains and is just forever grateful. Every now and again, I'm allowed to complain about the fact that I share a 1 bedroom with 4 kids, my husband, and 4 cats. And my insomnia is the worst part of it, because the fuck am I supposed to be in the middle of the night when I can't sleep? I can't be in the room with my husband or I'm gonna wake him up. Can't be in the room with the kids and I can't even go do the dishes or I'm gonna wake someone up. And I can't go outside because I live in a town where I'm gonna get murdered outside. So I just want this to not be my reality anymore. Right. Just keep pushing.
If you want this to be not your reality anymore, then do something about it. Put your kids in the bedroom and put you and your husband on a sofa bed in the front room, and then you would be able to potter around that big massive space instead of being in your bedroom that has got a massive TV, a PS5 in it that cost at least $600. It's got fairy lights in there, and you've got essential oils in there which cost a fortune. So you're not exactly trying hard to get yourself out of that situation, are you?
Hey y'all, your girl did it again in another viral video, but woo, these days people love to be hating. And honestly, I only have one thing to say to those people. Y'all are entitled to your opinion, and there's a key word in that phrase. I really feel like people just don't even think before they make some of these comments, because I think, quite honestly, a lot before I do anything. My husband and myself thoroughly thought through how much hate we were going to receive for posting and being honest about our living situation. But if I'm being real with you, the folks whose opinions would actually matter, like, say, our apartment manager and the city in which we live in, all of the kids' teachers, really anybody who matters, knows that me and my husband have 4 going on 5 kids, and we are living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Of course, that is not ideal, but not ideal to whose standard? Not everybody has the same opinion of what their housing should look like. In fact, our dreams lie around the potential of one day owning a tiny home. I don't know about the whole tiny home community. Look into it. It's really cool. Whether you choose to agree with our lifestyle or not, that's just it. It's our lifestyle. I could personally never come at another mama who I could see is just doing her absolute best and making the best of the situation in which she's in. And again, that's on you if you want to. It won't stop the constant grind and motivation that me and my husband have to keep this going. You see, we have a whole plan, a whole lot of dreams.
Her husband has told her that if she can change the situation by going viral and bringing in more money into the house, then she can have more children. So I can understand why she's doing it in one respect, but in a massive respect, I don't. Because why hasn't she got a job? Just because you're pregnant, it doesn't mean you are incapable of working, because that is not actually the case. When I had my kids, I worked right up until I couldn't work physically anymore in my job. So why can't she get a job?
Can we talk about the humbling conversations you start to have with your kids as they develop and age into more adult-like conversations? Because yesterday my kid came up to me and said, "Mom, how come adults don't celebrate their birthdays?" And I told her it's not so much that we don't celebrate our birthdays, it's the fact that these last few years your dad and I have spent any extra means we have on your guys' birthdays. All of our birthdays are back to back, and we like to save the funds that we have available for your guys' birthdays, which means that for mommy and daddy, there's not much left over. My kids literally started tearing up. They talked amongst themselves for a minute and they were like, "Can you believe that mom and dad really don't celebrate their birthday because they want to put our birthdays first?" Further into the day, I had a conversation with actually my same daughter, and she told me what she wants to be for Halloween. She says she wanted to be Pennywise, and I told her we're doing everything we can to achieve trying to get you guys costumes, but at this rate, Halloween's kind of looking like we're gonna have to piece together what we have at home. And honestly, her whole demeanor just sunk. She was like, I get that, Mom, and I'll do what I have to, but I was really hoping to be Pennywise this year. They just got me thinking, how many situations do kids in poverty are they not able to express themselves because of financial situations? How often is a kid in poverty told, well, that's not your opportunity just simply because we don't have the means? Sometimes I feel like the only kids who get a spotlight are the kids who can afford, whose parents can afford to put one on them. And hell, we're just trying to keep the lights on in the damn house. I, for one, believe that financial situations should never affect how a child develops and their growth and their opportunities. But that's just not how it works. It's not how it works. I'll tell you one thing. When God blesses us, because I truly believe He's going to, we will be the family that reaches out and tries to bless as many children as we possibly can. Seeing our kids go through this and how it's affecting their development, how it's affecting their self-confidence, and just how they're growing up to express themselves in general, it's heartbreaking. I can't imagine not doing everything I can for my own kids first, but then any kid I see going through that as well.
I don't think that this woman takes into consideration her children's feelings. They're all different ages and they are quite big age gaps, and two of them are girls. So, can you imagine sleeping on a piece of foam on the floor with your brothers? Not only that, how are they going to feel when they go to their friends' houses? And she's saying, that she's doing everything she can for them. Well, it may be an unpopular opinion, but in my opinion, I don't think she is. For the simple reason it's been alleged that her husband, although it's come to light that they are not actually married, he partakes of a word I can't say. Uh, He smokes trees. Well, how much does that cost? I mean, why are you doing that and your kids have got no beds to sleep in? And you're saying that you can't always afford to clothe them, and yet you're having another child and you want even more after them. It just seems reprehensible to me. And putting all this out on the internet to try and make money, like I said, I do understand you're trying to make money, but you're also bringing attention to what's going on in your family in a not very good way. So, who's likely to get involved and what could possibly happen to your children then? Did you give that any kind of consideration? Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Ta-ta for now.